What's up everybody? In this video I'm going to show you how to install an Alloyworks radiator and wire up those fan shrouds. So if you're anything like me, you probably busted your radiator and are looking for some fancy new electric fans, so you stumbled upon this Alloyworks website. Honestly, I was a little sketched out at first. There's no way you could buy a radiator, fan, all the knickknacks for like 200 bucks. Also, there was like no reviews on the website either. Anyways, I probably ended up getting like 7,000 ads from Alloyworks after visiting their website, and I finally bit and bought it. The shipping was only like $20. It only took it about 10 days, so good job Alloyworks marketeers, you got me. Anyways, enough of the small talk. Let's jump right into it. Let's install these radiators, get the fans wired up, and keep our engines cooled. All right, so unboxing it, the first thing you're gonna notice is everything's packed up pretty nice in some foam and plastic. You see all those fresh aluminum and clean welds. It's pretty much a breath of fresh air. You didn't just throw 200 bucks down the drain. And lo and behold, it came with everything it said. Some wire connectors, 185-degree thermostat, which will trigger the fans, and of course the entire wiring harness. You'll also notice in the kit that the fans are not actually mounted to the radiator yet, so let's go ahead and start this assembly by mounting the fan shroud to the radiator. Alright, easy enough. I just threw some generic bolts I had in a kit. Standard, of course, washers, lock washers, and bolted the shroud on. Now it's time to start working on the thermostat. In an ideal world, I'd put the thermostat here in my intake manifold, but you can see that if I were to do that, the upper radiator hose would hit it. Instead, I'm going into the top of the water pump. So I got myself a brass adapter, and now it's time to just put the thermostat and the adapter in. Grab yourself some polytetrafluoroethylene and snug everything all up. Alright, now it's time for the fun part, putting in the radiator. First put it in, I noticed the rubber mounts that held the radiator needed to be moved to the inner bracket holes. So I moved these, then test fit the radiator. Now with the brackets moved and holding the radiator properly, I just bolted everything up. I noticed the top seemed a little loose, so I pulled the radiator out, rebolted the top brackets on, then pushed down on the brackets to bend them. And then once these were bent, I bolted everything back up again. Now the radiator's sitting in there nice and solid and not moving around like it's supposed to. Then, you know, the next step is to hook up all the lines, hook up all your hoses. This is kind of different for every car, so hopefully you just mark your hoses and put them all back in. Then we're just gonna fill up the radiator with fluid, and the next step is to wire up everything. Now this is kind of the first time I could actually start the car, so I couldn't help myself. Straight headers, not timed, whatever. Let's start it. Now for the fun part, wiring up these fans, which probably brought most of you to this video because the kit doesn't actually come with any instructions. To keep this all simple, I've created a super legit diagram on how to wire up everything. I'm going to display that right now, but if you want, you can also find a link to this diagram in the description below. So let's get this started by pulling out the battery, safety first. The kit also came with a bunch of adapters, which I'll use, but also add some more myself. In an ideal world, you should really strip and solder, heat shrink, everything that you can. I'm sticking to what the basics of this kit provided for the video, but do solder them if you can. Now the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this little ground loop and mount the whole relay. The temperature gauge will not work if you keep this ground loop, and for some reason the kit came with that, so cut that loop out, eliminate it, and then mount your relay. Now I'm going to wire up the battery. This is pretty simple. Just make sure that you put the fuse in that was provided with the kit, and then you can go straight to the battery with a large ring terminal. I went to a little positive cable connection point that is already in my truck's wiring harness. And that's it, 25% done with the wiring. Alright, next we're going to work on the fan power and grounds. These ones are pretty self-explanatory. You're hooking up the blue wire from relay to blue fan wires and grounding out the fans. The fans have a male disconnect terminal for the ground and the power, so what I did is attach one female disconnect terminal to relay wire and then jam the 2 disconnect terminals into the female terminal. Then I threw a little heat shrink on top so it stays connected. Again, I would say strip, solder, and shrink this connection for a longer lasting result. Now for the fan ground wires, I used the same terminal method and grabbed some extra wire I had lying around to extend the reach to a grounding point in my engine compartment. The kit also came with 2 of these same size ring terminals, which are probably meant to ground out the fans individually. But you know, I just wanted one wire to go to a ground and not have to keep popping holes all over my engine compartment. So I grounded it this way. Get it ground how you see fit. Alright, only 2 more wires left. Let's work on the thermostat wire. This is the black wire coming out of the relay that we cut the funky little ground loop out of. Pretty simple one. Attach a female disconnect terminal to the end of the black wire and plug it in. Clean up the wires and you're good on this one. And for the final wire, we got the white ignition power wire. Just like it sounds, this is the wire that will shut the fans off if the ignition is off. I showed you how to test for a positive ignition wire back in my amp and subwoofer video I made. So same steps, put the battery back in, get your test light, flip the ignition on and off until you find a positive wire when the ignition is on. I know that this little brown wire running into my alternator is positive when the ignition is on, so I just tapped right into it. Alright, final step, test it all out. Let the car run until it gets warm enough to trigger the fans. And apologies to my neighbors for running straight headers, but you know it sounds cool. And just like that, the fans turn on when they should, and then they'll shut off when the temperature gets below 185. Alright, so that was the whole video, everybody. I hope it helps you out. It's working great. It's keeping my engine cool. The fans turn on. It's awesome kit for $209, right? If this video did help you out, don't forget to like and subscribe. I got plenty of these car videos, and thanks for watching.